Calling all film buffs, it's time for your favorite part of the week, a News 2 movie review.
WFMY News Manny Franks took a dive into the latest Marvel film now in theaters.
It's time for the Guardians to face the music in this third and final film in the Marvel franchise. So let's shuffle this playlist and see if it lives up to the hype. Almost 10 years ago, a ragtag group of characters called the Guardians of the Galaxy made their way to the big screen from a lesser-known comic book property originally from 1969. Now, this lovable rogues gallery is on their third and possibly final installment in the Guardians franchise. But is this third volume one that you would want to have repeat on your playlist? Well, let's just say that this entry will have the audience hooked on a feeling. Take it away, baby Groot. He's just camera shy.
We were always searching for a family until we found each other. Are you ready for one last ride?
In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the Guardians have made a home on the planet Nowhere. As they pick up their respective lives after the events of Avengers Endgame, the team is faced with a new series of foes that leave one of their own in critical condition. With the life of their friend in the balance, the fight is now personal as the Guardians must now save both their teammate and the galaxy.
That is the gist of it.
The Guardians of the Galaxy, thanks to the deft pen of mastermind James Gunn, are also wholly unique and likable even in their imperfections, and this film is no different. Gunn knows his heroes like the back of his hand, which is why, in Volume 3, his dive into what is essentially a darker and far deeper narrative than previous iterations feels so earned. Rocket and his story arc especially exemplify that notion, making it the undeniable highlight of this film. What's so clearly striking about this movie is that it is a story about the lasting bonds of chosen family and how they can help us through personal trauma. And it just so happens to be a Marvel movie. True, there are some pitfalls of most Marvel films that translate over to Volume 3, such as too many subsidiary characters, jokes that don't always land, and side plots that feel forced in. Yet the emotional highs and incredible cast chemistry make this film stand out just like the previous two. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is a beautiful love letter to James Gunn's iteration of this oddball team of misfits, and while this one may be too dark for the youngest of kids, it is still the perfect send-off to our travels across the galaxy with this family. Isn't that right, Groot?
I'm Groot.
I agree. I'm giving Guardians of the Galaxy a Groovy to approved. You can watch this only in theaters.
Oh, that was super cute at the end.
Thank you. I decided to ad-lib it over there because I have him. I've had since the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, one of my first Funko Pops that I started to collect.
So I have not seen this movie, but one of my former coworkers, he and his wife named their dog Groot, and they said they named him after a movie, but I wasn't sure what movie it was. And then when you were talking, I said, "Oh, this is the movie they were talking about."
And now you can actually tell them now that it is this one. Yeah. So I'm not sure. You guys said you haven't seen the Guardians of the Galaxy films at all, and I understand that's unacceptable. Marvel is not for everyone, and that is okay. But for this one, I really like the Guardians films because they feel like they are almost separate from the actual cinematic universe. And this one does a really good job of being emotional. It has weight to the characters, but it doesn't feel like it's wholly connected to the rest of the films. And I will always give a Marvel film, or any film in general, higher, what's the word? If they try and a swing and a miss, they swung, and that's all that matters. They didn't they didn't just take it and play it safe. I will always appreciate that more. So they did this.
My question for you is, if we haven't seen the first two volumes, can you see Volume 3 without seeing the other two? Because some movies you can do that.
You can. For this one, you will, in order to get the full emotional weight of what this family has been through, really, you'll have to see the other two. You can kind of skip all the other Marvel films, honestly, and just see this trilogy and be totally satisfied.
I think you're convincing me. I might have to add it to my list.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yes,
They're
check
fun.
them off.
Sounds like a binge watching night.
Whenever it's a rainy weekend, we can watch a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
You mean every weekend?
Every weekend. Yes, every weekend. It
Sad.
seems.